Trauma is lasting psychological damage caused by shock. And shock could come from experiencing pain, being surprised, being alarmed, and things of that nature. So for me, my first time experiencing trauma, my first time being shocked, my first time being harmed or being put in a situation where I was in fear for my life, probably was when I was in junior high school. In junior high school, it was a female in our neighborhood had came to us and told us that she knew where some of our ops was going to be up at the playground, up at the junior high school, Bovian, right? So we walked up there. We was about like 20 deep, and we walked up there looking for this person because we was going to jump him. But when we got up there, it was an ambush. And it was actually a guy standing in the field. It was a guy standing in the field. So we started chasing him, but when we got like halfway to the end of the field, because he made it to the other side, because he was already halfway in the field when we was coming from this end. So when we got halfway to the field, a bunch of guys jumped out on the other end where he ran to and came out with guns and just started shooting. Bah, 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 bah. And I'm talking about they was lighting up. They was like letting loose. And the bullets was like flying past our head. Like I could see the red dots from the bullet. Like, and I could hear it going zoom, zoom, like past my head as we was running back across the field. And I could hear it hitting trees, bah, bah. And they was just boom, 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 boom. And we just running, trying to get out the field, right? I never thought that an experience like that would be traumatizing. Because at a young age of 14, 15 years old, I didn't know anything about trauma. I was never taught about psychological damage. But that one incident probably traumatized me to a point where I didn't know my triggers. I didn't know that one incident could change my life and how I moved or perceived reality. Now, the next time I experienced something, the next time the big incident that I could recall was we had went to a concert. I don't know if it was like a Run DMC concert or something. And we went down there like 20 deep again. And we at the concert. Now, when the concert was over, we all had said we was going to meet up at McDonald's on Finkel in Wyoming because that was the strip at the time. So the guys who I was in the car with, we shot on up there because we thought everybody else was going to be coming and we was going to meet up there. So we get up there, we go into McDonald's, and we expecting everybody to pull up. So next thing I know, we sit down, and my homeboy, I guess he looking out the window. I saw him like tucking this jury in. It was David Young. I'm sitting with David Young and these other two guys. So I see David Young like tucking this jury in, taking this jury off and shit. So I was like, damn, what's up? He was like, man, all them 8 Mile niggas outside. So I was like, straight up. So I turned around and look out the window, but I ain't see nobody. So then he get up. So then, we all getting up, and I'm steady like looking back, and I'm walking slow because I don't see him. But he walking fast, and he done ran around the corner and went into the bathroom and went into the stall and standing on the stall and then locked the door. He in the bathroom hiding, right? I'm still I'm still in the area like where you place your orders to buy the food, and I'm trying to look out the door and look out the window because I ain't see nobody. Then next thing I know, bam, they hit the door. They coming in. And all I heard was my name, Mark Jones. Mark, there you go, Mark Jones, Mark Jones. Like I'm just hearing my name like being repeated as they coming in the door. So a guy, his name was like Tyrone Washington. He shot over there, ran up to me. So boom. So me and him get to tussling, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get out the door, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's like me by myself, cause my homeboy done went ahead in the bathroom. And the other two guys we was with, they weren't even in the game. They just was his friends. So I'm in here like trapped by myself. And so I'm trying to get out the door of the McDonald's, like out into the street so I can try to get the fuck on, right? But the door locked, bam. So now I'm trapped in the corner at the door and it's locked. You got the garbage can on one side, and then you got the wall and the windows on the other side, and then the door to my back. So I turn around with my back to the door, you know, so this way can't nobody get behind me or surround me or nothing while I'm right here between this garbage can, the wall, and the door. So me and Tyrone get to scrapping. Bing, 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 bing. You know what I'm saying? We going, then nothing, I know everybody coming in and they trying to throw punches in and kicking me and all that shit. And I'm just scrapping, bop, bop, bop. So then they bag up and say, come on, let's go before the police come, right? So I'm thinking like, cool, you know, so they walking out. So I come walking out of the corner and walking towards the front where you place the orders, right? And then they look and they see me out the corner, and then they all turned around and came back in and jumped me. Bam, bam, bam. It wasn't nothing I could do because there's like 20 of them against me. You know what I'm saying? So they lumped me up. But I ain't go down to nothing. I'm just in the middle of the crowd and they trying to punch it, you know. But it was so many they couldn't really hit because everybody trying to reach over everybody. I'm in the middle of it, you know. So then they eventually run out to McDonald's. So I'm in there. My head busted. I'm bleeding and shit. And then the police come in there because the McDonald's called the police. So the police finally show up. And they like asked me like, oh, you the one who got jumped? I was like, no. So it's like, well, why your head bleeding? Because my forehead was bleeding, right? Then I was like, shit, I don't know, you know. So then it was like some shit. Then I told, oh boy, no, come on, let's get up out of here. So we go in the bathroom and find David Young hiding in the bathroom and shit. So we go and jet up, bam. So now that traumatized me. It made it to where, like, it made my trusting of people go down. It was hard for me to trust people after that because I felt like he left me hanging, or I felt like, you know, like the other two dudes who was with him, they ain't even help. You know what I'm saying? They just sitting here watching me fight 20 motherfuckers, you know. So like, now them two traumatizing experiences that I had at a young age. Now my next traumatizing experience I feel was I'm in Kalamazoo selling dope. So I'm going to one of the spots to pick up some money from the guys in the spot. So when I come out and get in the car, a van pull up. And then they jump out the van and just start shooting up the car. Boom, 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 you know. So I threw the car in reverse and bagged up and ended up crashing into a tree. So they run down and snatch me out the car, put me in the van. And they tell me to tell them where the house at with all the money in it because they want to go in the house and rob the money. So I wouldn't tell them where the house was at. So they tell me, well, every corner we get to, if you don't tell us where that house at, I'm going to bust you in the head with this gun. So every corner they stop, like, where that house at? I was like, man, I don't know. Then, bah, they hit me in the head with the gun. They did this for like about 5 corners. They put up like 5 corners, asked me where the house is at. I said, I ain't know. And they bust me in the head with the gun, bam. So then they take me to the motorcycle club. Now, they was called the Windjammers. That was the name of the motorcycle club. So they take me to their motorcycle club, put me in there, right? They put everybody out who was in there. They got me in there with just the motorcycle gang. And then they like beat me up, pistol whipping me, all kind of shit. And they said they're trying to find out where the house at with all the money and dope in it. I ain't tell them. Boom, I don't know where the house at. So they pistol whipping me. They didn't mess me up real bad, right? Both my eyes was black and swole. My head was bust open. Like I had to get staples in my head and everything, man. My jaw was broke. They tell me they can walk me down to a field and kill me. So they walking me down the street. And when we get to the corner, before we made it to the field, it just happened to be a police car sitting on the corner. As soon as they saw the police car, they turned around and take off running because they had guns on them. And they just left me standing there. So I walk over to the police car, and the police see me all fucked up, my eyes black, my head busted, my jaw broke. So they get me and take me and set me in the police car, and I just passed out. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. And see, that's another traumatizing event that I went through, man. And that's what made me how I am and the way I act now from all these traumatizing events at a young age. Now, we're going to move on past that now, because I've been through so much trauma. I've been through so much psychological damage, man. That is hard for me to trust people. It's hard for me to like go places and feel comfortable. It's hard for me to just function as a regular human being because I done been in too many life-threatening situations that has caused me to see life differently than the average person. So now, my next traumatizing event I would have to say is where I actually got shot. And I got shot by like one of my partners, man. And the thing was this. Like he had a baby mama, right? Now his baby mama liked me. Now she knew that me and him was friends, but they weren't together or anything. She just had a baby bound. So she actually came over my house one day. This was started it off. Like she showed up at my house with a long t-shirt on. You know how them females be wearing them long t-shirts that come down to like right above the knee. And she had on absolutely nothing under the t-shirt. I'm talking, she didn't have on no bra. I could see her titties through the t-shirt. She didn't have on no panties or nothing. And she came over my house like that. Drove in her car. Listen, she drove in her car to my house from her house with nothing on but a t-shirt. So I opened the door up and let her in. And we kicking it. And, you know, she telling me like, yeah, you know, like she was feeling me and, you know, her old boy be bumping heads. She don't really fuck with him. That's just her baby daddy. They ain't been kicking it in a minute, you know. So we end up fucking. And we end up fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking. You know what I'm saying? Then one day, I'm at her house. We on the floor. I fucked her on the living room floor. We ain't even getting the bed on the couch. And then we were on the floor, on the carpet, fucking. I'm banging her brains out. You know what I'm saying? So I done bust all in her and shit. As soon as I bust, I'm talking about, listen to the timing. As soon as I bust, I hear some music outside. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody pulled up bumping the music. Boom, 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 right? So I get up and look out the window. I see my homeboy coming over. So I tell her, I say, that's dog. He out. He just pulled up. She jump up and run in the bathroom. Boom, close the door. Boom. So I'm standing there in the living room. I'm putting my clothes on and shit, right? Then next thing I know, I hear him knocking on the door. So I ain't know what to do. Cause this is my homeboy. This is baby mama, but they ain't in no relationship or nothing. She just got some kids by the nigga. So I go to the door and open the door for the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, what up? You know? So the nigga look at me and say, man, you fucking her. You know, I ain't gonna say her name, but he like, you fucking her, right? So I'm lying and shit. You know, I just busted all in there and shit. But I tell the nigga like, no, man, I ain't fucking her. You tripping. So I let his ass in. He come in the house and he go straight like to the bathroom door and trying to get in the bathroom door on her. Knocking on the door, talking about open this door up and shit, right? So then I tell him, I say, man, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm finna get up out of here. Cause I'm thinking if I leave, he'll calm down. Cause they ain't in no relationship or nothing. But he just mad because I fucked his baby mom. I'm sure he done saw her with other boyfriends. She done had other boyfriends. But he mad because it was me. So I tell him, I said, man, you tripping. I'm going to get up out of here, right? So I leave, bam. The next day, I had a spot like down the street from her house. This one we was in Brightmoor. She lived in Brightmoor, but I had a spot on the same street she lived on, but down towards the other corner. She stayed by Schoolcraft. My spot was towards Finkel. So I'm down here on Linden, actually. So I'm down here on Linden. And dog come up, bam, knock on the door. So I go and let his ass in again, right? But this time when I open up the door and he come in the house, he said, man, you fuck old girl, so we got to fight. I tell him, I said, man, I ain't fighting you over no bitch, man. I was like, she said, y'all ain't even kicking it. What the fuck is you tripping about? Then he tell me, he say, I know you got a gun. I got one too. And then he pulled his shirt up and showed me his gun. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that I had my gun in my jacket pocket because it was kind of heavy, but I actually had about 3 or 4 clips in the pocket. So when I went, because once he showed me his gun, I went to stick my hand in my pocket thinking I'm grabbing my gun, but I felt it was the damn clips. So I pulled the clips out and show him the clips and say, I was like, man, I ain't got no gun. I just got these clips. So he just started busting. Bop, 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 bop. You know what I'm saying? So I turned sideways and I'm looking at him just busting. Bop, 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 bop. He didn't empty the clip, right? Then he run and tackle me down and shit. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm shot. Because we face to face. Like we wouldn't know distance and then we face to face was just talking. And so I'm thinking I'm shot. He knocked me down and I got my homeboys in there with me in the house, right? So he get up and run out the house. And then I see all them get up and run the house. Everybody ran out the house and left me in there. They think I'm shot up because he done emptied the clip. He done shot like 8 times. He done emptied the whole clip with a little automatic 8-round shot. So they all run out the house. They think I'm shot up. So I'm laying there. I'm thinking I'm shot too. So after a while, I'm like, damn, I ain't even hurt or nothing. So I feel myself. I don't feel no blood. I ain't hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I get up like, damn. So I'm like, where the fuck my gun at? So I'm searching around, looking up under the couch, and I find my gun under the pillow. I done put my gun under the pillows on the couch. I ain't even have my gun on me, man. My shit under the pillows on the couch. Only thing I had in my pocket was them damn clips. So I picked my gun up, put it in my pocket, right? Now that's another traumatizing event. You got to think, man, to be shot, and then to be shot by your friend, and then to be shot over a female. See, that's traumatizing. And that's probably what make my relationships be so because a lot of my relationships after that, I be kind of paranoid when I'm with the female. Because I don't know if I'm finna be caught up in another situation like that. You know, so I'm paranoid. I'm always looking out the window. I'm always checking the door, make sure the door locked. I always got my pistol. I'll keep it under the pillow. You know what I'm saying? I keep it somewhere where I can grab it if something go down. You know what I'm saying? And in a relationship for a female that ain't used to nothing like that, see, that's kind of awkward for a female. It's kind of make a female, she might be like, damn, this motherfucker crazy. This motherfucker got this goddamn gun all under my motherfucking pillow. You know what I'm saying? It'll make a female look at you kind of strange that you got a gun and you putting it under the pillow or you setting it on the table like you prepared to shoot somebody and she looking like, damn, this motherfucker tripping. But it comes from all of my trauma, man, because I done been in a lot of life-threatening situations. So it's hard for me to trust the situation. It ain't that I don't trust the female, it's that I don't trust the situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust the situation because at any time, some guy could pop up with having a problem with me messing with her. And I don't know if he got a gun because I already done been shot by my homeboy, my friend who I hang with over a female. So just think of a guy pop up who I don't know. I don't know like how he feel about me messing with this female or nothing. So my mind is saying that I got to blow him down if he do anything that I feel threatening because I done been shot already thinking that it wasn't nothing when it was really something. That's why my homeboy shot me. Because if I would have knew that it was a problem, when he showed up at her house that night and I let him in and he was in there like trying to kick the bathroom door down to get to her. See, I had a gun on me then. I could have blew him down if he wasn't my homeboy. And that's how it would have went. If he wasn't my friend and he came in that house tripping on the female that I'm fucking, that they ain't even in no relationship, you just mad because I'm over here fucking her. See, I would have blew him down in there. But because it was my homeboy, I chose to leave. But I had a gun on me that night. And when he came and showed up at the spot and talking about he wanted to fight me because I was fucking her, I told him, man, I ain't finna fight you over no motherfucking business. Y'all ain't even kicking it. See, I wasn't even looking at it like serious because he was my homeboy. I couldn't see what he mad about a female. Y'all ain't even kicking it. And so that caught me slipping and I ended up getting shot. And that's another traumatizing event, man. That's why my relationships, I be acting weird. I be like paranoid and like I try to keep a gun, man, when I be with a female who I feel like I can't really trust the situation. It ain't that I don't trust her. I don't trust the situation. You know, and then let me see. So that's all trauma. And then that's about, like, far as the trauma, I done been in more incidents and situations, but I'm trying to think of the things that affected me mentally. So that affected me mentally as well, right? And then, let me see. That's really about it far as the trauma go. Because I done been in situations that I wasn't really traumatized by that shit. Now, I done been in fights and shootouts and shit like that, but that shit ain't traumatizing me. But these incidents traumatized me because they were shocking. Some of them were emotional. And that's the things that cause trauma. And it's called trauma because trauma is lasting psychological damage caused by shock, caused by excitement, caused by anything that creates an emotional response. So my trauma kind of run deep, man, and a lot of people don't understand that I'm somebody that's been through a lot of psychological things. I done been shot at by the police, even though I don't consider that traumatizing because, you know, I'm running from the police. They was chasing me. Then the next thing I know, I'm hearing bop, 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 bop. They were shooting at me while they chasing me. They was mad. They couldn't catch me, you know. But I don't feel like that traumatized me. And then when I went to prison, I don't think prison traumatized me because in prison, you already prepared for anything that might pop off in prison. And for me, like, I had a fight in there with the dude. Well, I ain't really had no fight. I beat this motherfucker ass. So that really ain't traumatizing me because I beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? So no, that ain't traumatizing. And then I beat another dude in there half to death. And I don't think that was traumatizing either because I beat his ass half to death. I'm talking about it was so much blood. He was in there. He wasn't even moving. I thought his ass was dead. I stood looking at his ass for about 5 or 10 minutes before I even walked out and let the police handcuff me. And he just laying there not moving. I'm looking like, damn, I'm thinking I done beat his ass to death. You know what I'm saying? But he came back too, they say. After a while, they took his ass and he had to get his motherfucking head straight. I done bashed his motherfucking skull in. And that's another thing, man, that I don't know if it's traumatizing, but like I done beat like what 2 guys half to death. The guy in prison, I beat him half to death with a mop wringer. I'm talking about I was bashing this motherfucker skull in nonstop. And I told him while I was bashing his head in, bitch, I'm finna kill your bitch ass. That was my intent. Like I was finna to beat him to death because he had been harassing me for like about 90 days. This motherfucker just been picking on me and acting like he want to fight me and talking shit for 90 days. And I was letting it slide because I couldn't get him how I wanted to get him. So I was just letting him get away with it. But my mind was like, I got to like catch his ass somewhere where I could do him bad, you know? And I finally caught him somewhere and I beat his ass half to motherfucker death. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I stopped is because the officers actually came and caught me beating him. He was already like on the floor, not moving. And I still was bashing his head in. They just happened to catch me. And then another motherfucker, little nigga, they called the nigga JD and shit. I got into it with this little nigga JD and I done bashed this motherfucker skull in with a motherfucker edger. You know how you cut your bushes with that motherfucker edger thing? How you trim your bushes? I grabbed one of them motherfuckers, man, bashed his motherfucker whole skull in with that motherfucker. He had to get his head wrapped all up in bandage. And the only thing that saved him was Vern. Rest in peace, Vern. Vern came and grabbed me and pulled me up off his ass because I was finna beat him the motherfucker death. So that's 2 people, man, I done beat half to death. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, like my life's just been all drama, man, all drama, you know? And people be looking and saying, man, we don't see how you ain't been to prison and how you keep getting out. And then I went to prison for trying to murder police. And they say, man, you done did a whole lot of fucked up shit and ain't had no consequences for it. And I was like, shit, hey, you know, like, I don't know what to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's about it, man, as far as my trauma go. And then prison, because they say being in prison might traumatize you. And then I done beat this motherfucker half to death in prison. So I might have been traumatized by prison. But I ain't really have a bad time in prison. So I don't think prison traumatized me because I was in prison, like, slanging weed, like, eating good, fucking with the females, CO bitches who worked in that motherfucker. And all that shit, you know. And a lot of people don't know, but I'm still in contact with some of them CO bitches. Some of them hoes on my page, social media page, with fake pages, and we be talking on that motherfucker. Like a lot of them bitches got like social media accounts, them CO bitches. And I be on there talking to them hoes, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think prison really traumatized me because I didn't have a bad experience entering prison. Them bitches bringing me real food from the world. I wasn't even eating that shit the motherfuckers eating in that motherfucker sometimes. I was eating like real shit come straight up from the street. Them hoes bringing in that motherfucker. But, you know, that's all my little experiences dealing with trauma. Peace.